The indie game that started off as a project deemed failure by the public turned success with over 45 million copies sold around the world, Terraria will always have a special place in my heart. Inspired by Minecraft, this video game has soared above and beyond what was deemed possible for small pixel graphic studio games back in the day, and has inspired countless other developers to dip their hands into the multiplayer pixel survival genre. As much as I love this game to death, that doesn't mean this game is without its minute flaws. So without further ado, this is my honest opinion about Terraria. Way back in 2013, when I got my Xbox 360, I got my grubby little third grader hands on Terraria. Not the actual Terraria, but the demo version of the game. I thought the demo was so cool though, that eventually I got all A's when I got all Eventually, when I got all A's on my report card, I got the full video game. And since then, I've purchased Terraria on my iPhone, which is such a drastically different experience. Maybe I'll talk about that another day. My Xbox One, my PlayStation 4, and now Steam, which is what I usually play the game on now. To say that I have played a bit of the game is kind of an understatement, because basically I have a full-blown addiction. This game starts off by you customizing your character. Everything from hair to the shoes to the clothes to the what the fuck? To even your eye color. There are a countless amount of customization options you can choose for your character. Afterwards, you create your world. You can either make it crimson, corruption, or give it up to a random chance. In recent updates, you can even apply these things called secret seeds, which drastically change how the game functions. However, for just regular seeds, once you choose your new character and world, your goal is simple. Progress through the game and defeat the Moonlord. Terraria's big baddie boss, Terraria's big baddie boss final boss. How you get there is pretty much up to you, however, and this is where Terraria gets all of its loves and pros and all that good stuff, but even its biggest flaw. The pros are quite simple. There's a gajillion ways you can play this game. You can use melee, magic, summons, guns, banana rings, books, your friends that will carry you,
Happy birthday!
potions, so on and so forth. Build houses, traps, farms. Progress enough to defeat the Wall of Flesh, which is like the game's mid-game boss, yeah. And unlock even more challenges, bosses, and goodies. It does what Minecraft doesn't, and gives you a multitude of enemies and bosses that serve to actually progress your world. However, like Minecraft, you don't have to do anything. If you really want to, you don't have to defeat the Moonlord, and instead, you can just go ahead and make a golf course, if that's your thing, of course. All of these things make Terraria sound like the perfect game, but then there is just this one little flaw. The only flaw that I can possibly think of with this game is that some of the ways you can play the game gets lost within the progress. Now that sounds really confusing, but just hear me out for a second. Let's say you want to play the game where your character specializes in throwing damage. In the first half of the game, this can be a viable option, using stuff such as boomerangs or discs, equipping armor such as the ninja or fossil armor, which greatly supports your throwing damage and defense. But after the Wall of Flesh, there's no more progression for this class. There's no more armor sets, and there's barely any few weapons to keep this going. It's just no longer viable, and is soon forgotten. Sure, you can do it as just a gag, but it won't be very fun. Then there's also the range class, which uses the guns. Now sure, you can progress all the way throughout the game and make it up to the vortex armor, which comes after the Moonlord, but range is just so outclassed by its competitors, such as melee, magic, and summon. Even if you have chlorophyte bullets, which lock onto your opponent, it costs a lot to make them, and in my opinion, it just doesn't compare to the rest. If that's what you care about, your best option out of the four main classes is pretty much just melee. because you can use the Zenith Sword, which is the most powerful sword in the video game, and Solar Armor, and that pretty much makes you invincible, which inevitably makes the rest of the progression that you could possibly do irrelevant. Now, in conclusion, considering how the flaw in Terraria is something you can just choose to happen, it really shows how that flaw is just a little fly in a pile of diamonds. Regardless of anything, I will always call this game a 10 out of 10 video game. And if you haven't played this yet, I highly recommend you do, and tag along some friends with you. The 1.4.5 update will be coming out this year or next year, and I'm more excited for its release. Now, if you agree with my opinion, or even if you don't and you want to see more content like this, click that subscribe button, like the video, and comment if you agree or disagree. If you want to stay posted on video ideas or just find a place to relax, join my Discord server too. The link is in the description. I hope you liked this video and have a great day and make yourself better. Thank you.